Hey everyone, thanks for stopping back for this episode of Teed Off and Talking Golf. In this episode, we're going to cover the Women's PGA Championship, the Seniors PGA Championship, the Travelers Championship, and what happened over in Europe. So let's get into it. So thanks for stopping by. If you're new to the channel or you have yet to do so, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notifications bell right beside it. Because along with this type of content, I also love to bring you guys tips and fun other golf videos. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so you know when I bring out another video. And don't forget, go check out our social media channels. You find me on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. So in this episode of Teed Off and Talking Golf, we're going to do a little recap of what's happened this past week in golf and what to look forward to with the Rocket Mortgage Championship in Detroit this weekend. I want to start off at the Women's PGA Championship down in Atlanta. Nelly Korda and her and Lizette Salas went into the final round a good distance ahead of the field. It was which one of those two was going to break through and pull away from the other. And at the end of the day, it was Nelly Korda. Now that's 2 straight weeks with a win for her. She is now the #1 women's golfer in the world, and she deserves it. She has played amazing all year long, has done extremely well, and is one of the top women's golfers in the world. And if she keeps this going, she'll be one of the top women golfers of all time. Now, it's a long time to really get yourself into a point of one of the best women's golfers in the world, especially when you're talking Annika's up there as the best ever. But Nelly Korda is showing that she can absolutely play the game. She's well deserving of her first major championship this past weekend in Atlanta. And it looks like she's on a roll. So I look for Nelly Korda to kind of keep the roll going. She may not win, but I think she's going to be successful here over the next few weeks. And honestly, I think sister Jessica is probably going to up her game a little bit to come up to Nelly's level. So I think over the next couple months, you're going to hear a lot out of the Korda sisters. Now, another major happened this week, and it actually happened not too far from where I'm at. It was the Senior PGA Championship at Firestone over in Akron, Ohio, about 3 hours from me. And there's nothing that can be said other than, wow, what Steve Stricker did on Thursday, Friday to go bogey-free in a major at Firestone is absolutely amazing. He played lights out. Now, I know he came back to the field a little bit on Saturday and a little bit on Sunday, but that truly shows that if you can come out of the gate and play extremely well on Thursday, Friday, you can really give yourself enough of a cushion where you can kind of put it on cruise control. And I'm not saying that Stricker put it on cruise control, but I think he kind of did. I mean, when you're up 6 strokes going into the weekend of a major, if you can play even par golf throughout the weekend, there's a really good chance that you're going to win it because somebody has to come storming back. And Jerry Kelly tried, but at the end of the day, it was all Stricker. So congratulations to Steve Stricker, the U.S. Ryder Cup captain going into this year. He's showing that, hey, he may still be worthy of playing on that Ryder Cup, but well done, Stricker. Now, before we get into all the fun that was the Travelers Championship, I want to take a look at over in Europe because at the BMW International, Victor Hovland, who spends most of his time playing in the U.S. on the PGA Tour, pulled it out over in Germany. He held a 2-stroke lead going into, or a 1-stroke lead going into the 18th over Martin Kramer yesterday, found a way to birdie the par 5 18th and win the event, becoming the first Dutch player to win the BMW International Tournament. So well done on Victor. I expect him to come back to the States here, and if he can bring some of that momentum, he's a young rising star that can really do a lot of damage and really get his name out there on the PGA Tour. Not that he hasn't already, and he's already a PGA Tour winner, but I think he's someone that can consistently win 2 to 3 events a year if he can carry that momentum through. Now, on to this week. What's going on this week? Well, the big tour, or I shouldn't say what's going on this week. We forgot to talk about the big tour, the PGA Tour. What we saw yesterday, an 8-hole playoff between Harris English and Kramer Hickock. That was one of the most fascinating playoffs I've seen in a long time. 8 holes, almost 27 holes in one day between those two to settle the score. And at the end of the day, it was English making a nice putt to end it, but I got to give Hickock a lot of credit. I mean, he was right there the whole time. He's looking for his first win, and it's not easy to win on the PGA Tour. But the fact that he stayed in there and hung around and equaled English, who is a prior PGA Tour winner, shot for shot through 7 holes in a playoff, that was fun and that was entertaining. Just watching those two back and forth for an extra hour and a half, really, really fun. And again, congrats to English on winning, but Hickock, you definitely proved something and you proved you belonged as well. Now let's continue. What are we going to see this week at the PGA Tour stop in Detroit with the Rocket Mortgage Classic? Now, last week I kind of did tell you I didn't expect many big names to be in the fold at the Travelers. Now, Bubba was the most well-known name that really contended, and up until the 15th hole, he was your leader, and he kind of struggled there towards the end. I had mentioned some players like a Stuart Sink or Kevin Kisner that could do very well there, and Kisner fired the round of the day in the 4th round, and I think he finished somewhere in the top 5, which I did say, look for him to be a top 5 finish. This week, there's really a lot less big names. The Rocket Mortgage Classic in Detroit, I kind of took a look at the field. I mean, you're talking the biggest names are Bryson. You got a Ricky Fowler. You got a Matthew Wolff in there. And really one that's kind of come on this season is Will Zalatoris. Those are kind of some of the bigger names that you look. Bubba Watson's in the field as well. But as you kind of look through that field, it kind of seems, I don't want to call it a secondary field because on the PGA Tour, there's never a secondary field. But again, there's not that many big names. So, who am I looking at with the Rocket Mortgage Classic? Well, I think it feels a lot like last year. You've got Bryson, who won the event, knows what he can do out there, has played the field or played the course there, and obviously played it well enough to win. So I think you've got Bryson as someone that can finish a top 10. I think, Bubba, what he did this past weekend at Travelers, I think he's going to look to bounce back and try and finish even stronger. So I think, Bubba Watson's a top 25 finish. Ricky Fowler, the big name there. He struggled at Travelers. He didn't make the cut. He really struggled at Travelers. Do I think he can turn it around this week? I think he has the potential to, but I don't think Ricky is someone that, I would put money on this week. I think, would I love to see it? Yes, but I think what he did this past week at Travelers, I don't feel confident in the Rocket Mortgage Classic with Ricky. I think the name you really got to look out for, and this is a name that's breaking through, is the Will Zalatoris. Zalatoris has been lights out all year. He earned some special exemptions coming from the Korn Ferry Tour into the PGA Tour and has absolutely taken full advantage of it. And I look for it to continue. If I were to put money on it, I'd pick Zalatoris to finish there in that top 5 and potentially win the event. Someone else I'd like to see that's in the field, someone I would love to see finally break through, is Harold Varner III. He's in the field. I love watching Harold. Kind of like we talked about last week with Pat Perez. I love watching Harold Varner, the way he carries himself on the course, the way he goes through his process. And, he's someone that's very deserving of finally breaking through and getting a big win. And I think this could be the week. Am I putting money on it? No, but could I see Varner finishing top 10? Absolutely. So that's kind of where I'm hedging my bets this week with the Rocket Mortgage Classic. I look for Bryson to have a good week. I look for Bubba to kind of bounce back and have a strong weekend. And then I think Will Zalatoris is probably the odds-on favorite, in my opinion, to go ahead and take the event, with Harold Varner coming in there as well as a strong finisher. That's my take on it. That's been this episode of Teed Off and Talking Golf. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you want me to cover another topic, I'm more than happy to during this segment. Feel free to leave a comment down below on topics you'd like me to cover, or shoot me an email or a DM through the social media channels. You can find my email over at singlelengthschool.com. Just go to the contact page and send me an email there. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the notifications bell right beside it. And if you enjoy this content and enjoy my channel, give me a big thumbs up and tell me that you like everything I'm bringing to you as well. As for now, that's it. I'm going to roll. And until next week, I'll see everyone in the fairway.